Hey y'all, this is Marla K. Hope y'all are well. Got a story that I'm going to share with you from Newsweek, and it is about the Universal Basic Income or these guaranteed income programs, which is basically UBI. And I found this story interesting because they did a pilot in Chicago. Y'all know Chicago is one of the sacrificial cities. They're getting ready to get rid of it. But anyway, they're going to do they did a pilot. And so I want to share with you what's coming. So it says what we learned from creating the largest guaranteed income program in America. And where they chose to do it was particularly unsettling for me. So it says, let me close some of these windows. It says direct cash programs are growing across America, offering a path out of poverty through economic mobility. So this is nothing more than welfare from the rich. They're going to give you money and get you accustomed to getting free money for nothing. And they're going to tell you could do anything with it, but they're going to track you. That's the thing they don't tell you about in these stories. But anyway, a 2-week period in 2022, nearly 250,000 people, that means 250,000 people in the Chicago area apply for the Cook County Promise Guaranteed Income Pilot, the nation's largest direct cash pilot. Ultimately, 3,250,000 families were randomly selected to get $500 a month for 2 years. I created the program in partnership with my colleagues at the Cook County Government Bureau of Economic Development. We don't have final data on the Promise pilot yet, but similar direct cash initiatives have changed the physical, emotional, and economic lives of families that participate. Children are better cared for and they excel in school. Adults experience improved health and stronger familial relationships. And crucially, the recipients have economic stability. They can plan and invest in their futures, many for the first time in their lives. The Stockton Seed Project, which gave $500 a month for 2 years to 130 people, saw results that mirrored prior direct cash research. So notice they say these things are research. The program significantly improved financial and mental health outcomes and did not reduce employment. Families were much more likely to be able to withstand a $400 emergency expense and saw improved mental and physical health when compared to the control group. Perhaps more increasingly or more interestingly, the study also found that the expansion of finances and the predictable, stable source of income brought by the program created self-determination and the capacity for risk-taking not present prior, meaning that when participants could predictably afford childcare, transportation, and training programs, they had the financial freedom to invest in their own futures. So it says, I've gained an even deeper appreciation of how direct cash transforms lives by speaking to participants and understanding that clearly backs up what research has found about the direct cash changes mindsets and why it helps people move toward their goals in a way that many current programs do not. First, people often tell me about the shame they feel that despite their best efforts, they cannot make ends meet. Most participants, and that's sad within itself because in the Bible, we ain't supposed to work for other people and not be able, just everything about this country is backwards and wrong. It just is not supposed to be like this. We're supposed to be self-sufficient. We're supposed to have our own land. We're supposed to work our own land. We're supposed to provide for our own families. Just be self-sufficient, and we're supposed to create our own opportunities so that we can generate revenue and pass down wealth to our families. We're not supposed to go to other people's jobs for decades and decades, and while there is such thing as indentured servitude, when you work for other people, they're supposed to treat you a certain way. They're supposed to pay you fair wages. They're not supposed to take all your money and make money off of you and, exploit you to the point where you cannot take care of yourself. That's slavery, but a different type of slavery. It's almost like chattel slavery all over again. So this is why Babylon is going to be destroyed, because it's a corporation and it's all about making money. It's not about doing anything for the people. So people who are embarrassed that they can't make their ends meet don't necessarily understand the structural barriers that have been put in place so that you will never be able to make your ends meet. It's intentional. They gotta have a group at the bottom. It's like a Ponzi scheme. The people at the top making all the money on the backs of the people at the bottom of the Ponzi scheme. So that's what work is like in this country for the majority of us. Most participants in these programs are working, and they are acutely aware of their failure to live up to this country's bootstrap narrative, even while holding 2 or 3 jobs. Now, why you got to work 2 or 3 jobs to make your ends meet? That tells you right now that this country is a failure. Those cities are failures, and they are going to not be sustainable. People are not going to be there. You're not going to be able to afford to live in a city. You're going to have to relocate. And it's better to do it now while you can versus waiting until you are forced to leave, and then you have to leave under duress, and you're not going to be able to do all the things that you want to do in the way that you want to do them. You're just going to be forced to do it. They spend less time thinking about the structural barriers around them. For instance, in most places, a living wage for a single parent with a child is at least $20 per hour, while the federal minimum wage remains at $7.25. Many participants feel that public programs buy into this bootstraps narrative, assuming that the reason people face economic challenges in America is that they lack a solid work ethic and structuring aid with a condescending eye towards the people they're trying to serve. Those in need must navigate a difficult bureaucracy and must continually prove they are failing financially. Once on benefits, they must frequently reapply and explain why things aren't getting better for them. That's like welfare. Even worse, if a recipient starts doing better financially, they are quickly removed from the programs and can actually end up in a worse or more unstable situation, losing much more in benefits than they're making up in new wages. And so that's kind of how welfare, TANF, SNAP, all that stuff works. So, even subsidized housing, the more money you earn, you can move in and start making a little bit of money. But as you say, get an education or get skills and train, you have an opportunity to make more money. Then your rent increases. So you're not able to ever really improve yourself, because the more you make, the more they take. They don't have like, well, you can do this for a year and then we're going to increase your rent. And so within that year, you're able to get on your feet, do some things, really help you. These programs that they offer, the government offers, they don't help you. They just make life harder for you. So they like kind of put you in a situation where you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. And that's why most people just don't. So these UBI programs are set up to like let you do whatever with the money for 2 years to see what you'll do. And they are saying that the majority of the people end up doing good. So I don't believe it. Again, I just don't believe it. So I don't know okay. So this article was written by Pete Subkowiak, a policy fellow at the Aspen Institute for Financial Security Program. And if you don't know anything about the Aspen Institute, I suggest you look it up. It is as bad as the Council on Foreign Relations and some of these other groups. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. I just want to share with you about the results of these UBI programs and share with you that they have the largest one happening in Cook County, which is Chicago, that they're not talking about. But We've been talking about them here on this channel all last year, 2023, about um, how they're going to roll out these programs. They're doing these pilots all over the country. At first they weren't talking about them, but now they're everywhere. You can't go a day, every other day, somebody's rolling one out. So this is how it's getting close to time for stuff to fall. They're testing these pilots. See how they give these people this money. They never talk about how they give this money out. How are they tracking these people? How do they know what these people are doing with this money? It's because it's coming in the form of some digital something that they can track and trace. And researchers are able to know what these people are doing. It's the form of a mark. And if you you become reliant upon this type of resource, you're going to bow down or worship the giver of the resource, because you're not going to see the dangers of taking such a thing. So just pay attention to these types of stories, because I don't think they're happening in a vacuum. I think they're happening all over the country at the same time. And when this system goes down, when it comes back up, this new thing that they have is going to be this. And so know what it is. Know that you'll be tracked. They're telling you now you can do whatever you want to with the money, but you ain't going to be able to do whatever with the money, because they're going to be controlled by the government and they have an agenda. Just not going to work that way. So in any event, this is the calm before the storm. Pay attention. It's a data point. That's all it is. It's a data point. But it's coming fast. And I guess the other thing is, like, they're preparing for a bunch of layoffs because of the economy crashing. Folks are talking about a black swan event. They're expecting a black swan event. So I would anticipate anything at this point. We just don't know what the one thing is that will be the catalyst for all the other things happening. But just keep watch. That's all I got for you. Keep watch. Universal basic incomes coming to a state in a city near you. All right, this is Marley K. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Share the content with others so that they will be aware of what is going on. Follow me on Rumble and Odyssey, Instagram, and Facebook. The links are in the description. In the event that I am shut down on this channel, I will upload content on Rumble. All my old content is on Odyssey, and I think it's on Rumble as well. So if you follow me, you'll have access to some of the old content that I've created, where I've talked about all these things that are going on all over the world, connecting the dots as we roll into this new beast infrastructure. You want to pray that you are found worthy to escape, and you want to know what is coming, because you do not want to be ensnared and destroyed by this system. All right, this is Marley K. Love y'all, and I'm out.